The protests have wound down since about lunchtime here, though there is still a security presence outside the venue, the Salle Pleyel, which is in central Paris, where that Total Energy shareholder meeting has been taking place. Protesters gathered here from the very early hours of this morning in a bid to disrupt this shareholders meeting in the venue, a concert hall here in central Paris, where investors were expected to vote on green resolutions to cut their carbon emissions, though resolutions that climate activists here today said are not going far enough. The company's board opposes a resolution for more drastic emissions cuts by 2030, and that is why protesters were here today, some of them making human chains, trying to block people getting into that meeting here this morning. Police used tear gas to disperse some that managed to get just outside the concert hall, who were staging a sitting protest outside after several warnings from police to move. They were eventually dispersed using tear gas. So a handful of arrests made here, Delano. But other than that, it has to be said it was a very peaceful protest with people chanting and holding banners calling on this big oil company to reduce its carbon emissions. There was one in particular, an activist that I spoke to earlier today, who came all the way from Uganda to have her voice heard. She told me how she's seen many people in her local community displaced because of ongoing oil projects in her country, and that she thought it was important for her to be here today to have her voice heard. As you said, the CEO, Patrick Pouyanné of Total Energy, has defended his company's climate stance at today's meeting. But of course, the company continues to cause controversy, with many, including the French government, saying they are not doing enough to cut their emissions. And of course, all this comes as they have posted a record, a net profit of 19 billion euros. And the protests here in France today are just the first of several that we have recently seen. There were also protests and a bid on activists to disrupt a shareholders meeting of Shell in central London also this week.